as a bus driver, you're just going to come up and glance, and you want to make sure that your windshield's not cracked or broken. You want to make sure that that seal around the window is in place, because those are kick-out windows. If your window seal is not in place and it's hanging out, your window's going to fall out. They're made that way in case of emergency. You can kick your windshield out. You want to make sure your bus isn't tilted left to right. That would indicate something was wrong. You want to make sure there's nothing hanging from underneath your bus and there's no leaks like oil or water or gas or whatever. So your first approach on your bus is you want to look at your overall condition of the front of your bus. Don't really care about much more about other than underneath, your windshield, and there's nothing tilting left and right. Okay, so now you're going to come in to the bus. What you're going to notice is that your steps are flat. There's no obstruction. You want to make sure your step light is there, and you'll check it when you turn it on. You want to make sure your handrails are tight and secure. You want to make sure your fuses are, this shouldn't be locked, but you want to make sure you have flares. Yeah, your reflective triangles are in there. Oh my Lord. Let me get that inside. There you go. I have 3 reflective triangles in there. My first aid and bodily fluid kit are tight and secure, and they're ready for use because they're zip tied, and I would keep them zip tied. My fire extinguisher is tight and secure. My pin is in place, and my gauge says I'm in the green, and my tag says it's not expired. My hose is not cracked or broken either, okay?
Hose is not cracked or broken.
Yeah.
Remember that part.
My hose is not cracked or broken. You want to make sure the hose is going to be working. I want to go up here. I want to check my insurance and registration card. Okay, I'm not going to take it out, but that's what you want to do the day of your test, all right? Okay, so now I want to sit down, and I want to check my mirror. My student mirror is tight and secure. I want to make sure that I'll adjust all my mirrors when the time comes. That's very important that you adjust all your mirrors when the time comes. So now I want to sit down in my seat. Yeah, that's as far as it goes. Alright, whatever. And I want to make sure my windshield has no obstruction. I want to make sure that my windshield wipers are flat against the glass, that the rubber's intact there. I don't want the door to slam on you. I want to turn my bus to the on position. Diesel buses, we never turn them on. We turn them on, we let our gauges settle. When the gauges settle, put our foot on the brake, we start it. Now in this bus, when we start the bus, when I turn it to the on position, I want to make sure my ABS light comes on and goes off, and I want to make sure that my voltmeter tells me I'm at least between 12 and 14. Okay. Now my voltmeter says I'm in 12. If it's any less than 12, you're not going to start this vehicle. So you want to make sure that your ABS light came on and off, and you want to make sure that that's at least 12. Then you start the bus. And now you want to tell the person about your gauges. My oil pressure is building, my water temperature is rising, my air pressure, right here, these 2 here are my air gauges, they say air. You want to tell them that my air pressure is building, needs to be between 120 and 140 or governor cutoff. Governor cutoff is when it goes psht, okay? I'm going to shut my door. I'm going to turn my headlights on. Now sometimes you can see them, and yeah, I can see my brights. See my brights went on and off? Can you see my brights? So that works. My lights work and my brights are working. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to check my windshield wipers and my washer. So I push the button in. So my windshield wipers work on high and they work on low. So they work, okay? So now I want to check my dome lights. These 2 here are my dome lights. My dome lights are working. Then I want to check my strobe light. My indicator here is telling me my strobe light is on, and I'll check it when I go to the back of the bus. Now my master. I want to put my master in the on position, and I want to put my amber lights on. Now here's my indicator telling me my amber lights are on. See it lit up? Well, I'll shut it off. See it's off? It's on. So that's my indicator telling me they're on. I can see them in the mirror that they're on, right? Yep. My left turn signal's on. My indicator here is telling me it's on. I can see it in the mirror right there that it's on. And if I look down the side of the bus, I can see it there, it's on, okay? So now, I'm going to go to the back of the bus, and this is where I'm checking all my emergency exits. So I want to check the tops of my seats. make sure they're tight and secure, I want to check my latches. I want to turn it to exit. Turn my thing to exit. I want to pop this red button. It's going to separate. So now once it's separated, now I put it back in. There's a little slot it goes in. Click it in, and then latch it, and you're good. So I'm going to now come to my emergency exits here. I'm going to open my windows. Hear my alarm go off. Shut them. Same thing here. Open my window. This is why I don't like
Because the bus isn't square
Yeah, there we go.
anymore.
Nope. And I'm still checking the tops of my seats. Checking my windows again. Sure my alarm's gonna go off. Make sure the windows work. In case of emergency, am I not doing the right? In case of an emergency, you want to make sure you can get out of your bus. Okay. Same thing with the back. I want to turn it to exit. Right. Pop it up. Then I want to put it back in. Click it in. Latch it. I'm going to turn the AC on anyway. Alright, then I'm going to come to the back of the bus. I want to listen for the emergency exit. Now I have 6 emergency exits on my windows. I have 2 hatches and on my back door. Those are all my emergency exits. You hear the noise? Checking my yellows. They're both working and my left turn signal is working. I also make sure my door latches. It does. Okay, now I'm shutting my door. Now on the way back, I want to check all my frames and my seats to make sure they're tight and secure, and I'll check all my seat belts. You just say it, you don't do it, okay?
We're not actually doing that on the test.
You're actually just going to say it.
We're going to okay.
You're going to
no,
say,
say
and
it.
I would check all my seat belts. Would you like me to check them? They're going to say no.
That's on our
Final drive.
okay. That's when we
Being tested.
Yeah, for the final drive. It's nothing to do with CDL. This is a school bus. There's 2 tests, DOE and DOT.
right.
DOE is what we're doing first. So once you knock DOE down, you pass that, and like I said, it's not a you have to be perfect thing. You just have
Right.
to be familiar with the bus.
Right.
We don't hold you to any kind of
DOT, you have to.
DOT. You have to be very strict with because
Right.
it's federal. So so now I'm coming back, checking my frames, make sure they're tight to the bus, make sure the floor, and making sure my cushions are intact, and I will check my seat belts. Would you like me to check them all? They'll say no. So then you walk up to the front of the bus. So now I want to cancel out my left turn signal. I want to cancel out my yellows. I'm going to switch to red. My red indicator here is telling me it's on. I can see down the side. My stop signs came out. I can see in the mirror that they're working on the top, and I see my cross arm came off. Do you see it down there?
Yes.
Now I want to put my right turn signal on. My right turn signal's on. I can see it in the mirror. I can see it down the side of my bus and down there. Now what I'm taking now is my broom. I want to check my brake lights. Russ ain't gonna go nowhere. Don't freak out. At this time also, I can check my seatbelt, make sure it's not frayed or broken or anything like that. It clicks into place. I'm gonna push down on the brake, tighten it up. I have 3 points of securement, 2 on the floor and 1 here. Now I'm gonna put it in reverse because I want to make sure I can hear my reverse beeper. Warning, this vehicle is equipped with a backup alarm. You cannot leave this yard if it's not working, okay? So now I'm going to go to the back of the bus. I hear the beeper. My reverse lights are on, my red lights are on, my 4 brake lights are on, and my right turn signal's on. So now I know all my lights work. Got it? Oh, everybody got that, right? Alright, so now I go back to the front of the bus. I'm going to put it in neutral. I'm going to take my seatbelt off. I'm going to put the broom back. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to shut my right turn signal off. I'm going to cancel out my reds, and I'm shutting my master off. I do not need that anymore, okay? So now, turn my radio on too. Forgot that. Turn my radio on. So now, we would leave the bus running and go out and do this walk around, I'm going to shut it off just so we don't have to scream. So normally your bus will still be running, okay? But I want to make sure my lights are still on, and I want to make sure my four-ways are on. Here's my four-way indicators telling me it's on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the bus off. Don't worry. I'm going to turn it to the on position so we don't have to worry about the button. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to grab my stick there. And now we're going to go check the walk around. Now again, when we're doing this pre-trip, it's a glancing, but now we're going to talk a lot. First off, I want to check my mirror. I want to make sure it's not cracked or broken, it's tight and secure, okay? I want to check my tire. I want to make sure I have 4/30 seconds of tread. It's wearing evenly. My sidewall is not bumped or bruised, no, blemishes. It's tight against the rim. My rim is not damaged in any way. There's no unauthorized welds. All my lug nuts are all in place. There are no rust trails which would indicate a loose lug nut. My hub is not leaking, and my valve stem is tight and secure, and it's capped. Okay? Then I'm going to come over to this mirror. Tight and secure, not cracked or broken. Then I want to step back from my bus. I want to start from the top. My running lights are on. My 3 running lights up there are on. My lenses for my student, we already checked the operation on them. Now I want to check the condition of my student lenses, and they're not cracked or broken. They're tight and secure. We already did the windshield. I want to come down to my four-ways. My four-ways are tight and secure. They're not cracked or broken, and they're working. Same as my headlights. We already knew that they were working. We tested them before, but there's nothing cracked or broken. Check my arm. It's not cracked or broken. It's tight and secure, even though it doesn't go in all the way. This mirror is tight and secure. It's not cracked or broken. And then I'm going to go over to this side of the bus. Again, we just touch everything. Not cracked or broken. Forgot to mention this on my other side. Hood latch is not rotted in any way, and it works. 4/30 seconds tread on this tire. It's wearing evenly. There are no damage to my sidewall. There's no bumps or bruises.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, Elijah. I was going to say, you need this bus?
No, not that
Okay. The rim is tight and secure to the tire is tight and secure to the rim. The rim has no unauthorized welds and no damage. All my lug nuts are in place, and then no rust trails, which would indicate my hub is not leaking, and my valve stem is tight and secure and it's capped. Tight and secure mirror. I want to check to make sure. Wait till he leaves. I don't want to scream. Okay, step over.